यति बेला हजुरहरू हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ सत्यवती अनलाइन टिभी
in association with Fountain Films. Welcome to Satyawati Online Television. Well, here in the frame you can see our ex-teacher Phanindra Gyawali, who used to teach us English in school and college during those days, and work as an RP for 10 years in Hasara Resource Center. Sir, you are not only a teacher but also inspiring, impressive, inquisitive, motivational, genuine and commanding teacher that I still remember. Many classmate friends ask me, where is Phanindra sir? How is his health and so on. So I thought to make a memorable video sharing some feelings with you. We can continue our two-ways conversation in any languages. I thought to start in English to recall my college days. First of all, Namaste sir. How are you and what's going in the present?
I am very fine and getting on very well with my family. In a way, I think I am passing my days very peacefully and happily. I am fully satisfied with my family life.
Sound cool. How old are you? And tell me something about your family.
Okay, right now I am 65 plus.
Okay, and tell me something about your family, memoirs and so on.
Okay, I live in a joint family. I have 4 children, 2 daughters and 2 sons. They are all married off and they all have children. Altogether I have 6 grandchildren these days. My son, I mean the eldest son, Gyawali, is also an English language teacher and is serving in Janta secondary school in Asliwat Saur. And my daughter-in-law, Kamala Paudel, wife to Chiranjeevi, is also a permanent primary level teacher in the local Namadurga primary school. That is just 10 minutes walk from here.
They continue the same job as you did in the past.
Yes. My father was also a reputed teacher.
Is it?
Yes, Sanskrit language reputed teacher. And I myself was a teacher and now I am retired teacher. And my son, my daughter-in-law, they are also teachers. But my younger son, Janardhan Gyawali, did not like to be a teacher.
Why?
Although he was serving as a math teacher in Paudi Amrai
For some time.
secondary school for I think over 2 years.
2 years.
And then he got, tired of teaching and he left the school and went to Europe. These days he is in Portugal and he is supposed to come back home after a few months.
Okay, so this period is lockdown and we are suffering, our country is suffering of coronavirus too. So how are you passing this lockdown period?
You see, our country, our countrymen, students, teachers, farmers, everybody in the country and in a way everyone in the world is suffering from coronavirus. This is a global problem. You see, Italy, Spain, Germany, England, America, Brazil, India, so advanced countries are also suffering from it. Thousands of people have died, and thousands of people are in the hospital, and there are so many people suffering from COVID-19. So I am told that vaccine has been discovered for its treatment, but when will it come to the market, it's not certain. And especially I did not have any problem at this COVID-19 lockdown period. I stayed at home and passed my time reading books, writing, composing some poems.
Which types of books?
Nepali
books.
poems, yes, devotional poems I compose sometimes. And then I watch TV program. And these days we have Wi-Fi service here.
Sound
So I watch YouTube videos and enjoy my time.
being advanced.
Yes. Really, to be honest, I did not feel any boredom, any problem in this period.
Which types of videos you watch in YouTube?
Especially I enjoy watching Ramesh Parsai giving speeches
Yes.
about Nepal. He is a great patriot, I think.
Yes.
If the God had provided him eyes, and if he could see as we do, and how advanced he would be, it's beyond my imagination.
He could have done a lot.
He could
यो
have.
देशमा अब
country.
प्राविधिक शिक्षामा जोड
his-
दिइनेछ।
you
18
see,
सालको
his
प्रतिवेदनमा
wisdom,
भनिएको रहेछ आज 75 सालमा आइपुग्दा पनि
his-
सरकारी विद्यालयमा 1500
that I
विद्यार्थी छन्
highly
भने 10 वटा कम्प्युटर
See,
राखिएको हुन्छ।
his
त्यस्तो
fluency
स्थितिमा
while
छौँ
giving
हामी।
speeches,
Yes.
how sweet he speaks, and how patriotic he is.
वीर जाति
I'm
हुन् भनेर
really
प्रमाण हेर्न मन छ भने
impressed by
पुगेर हेर्नु जित गर्नु।
Besides, there are some other young campaigners that seem to be maximum nationalists. I watch their programs. And then sometimes I watch Discovery, Animal Planet, and if there are any legendary TV serials,
Yes.
I watch these serials and enjoy my time.
How do you find this Animal Planet and Discovery Channel?
Yes, they are fine. They are more interesting, and they give a lot of, you see, education. Places where we have never been, where we can never go, we can watch in the TV program.
What Nepalese student can learn from those
They
channels?
can, you see, if they use these channels, they can learn about the, you see, Earth, planet, everything, in a way, everything. They can learn everything. Especially high school students, if they watch programs in English, they can improve their English.
Yes.
They can be benefited.
So we are talking about this COVID-19. How do you describe this COVID-19?
Yes, it's a great problem. What can we say? It's a God-given gift. America accuses China to invent or to distribute coronavirus
To discover it.
from its lab.
Yes.
China accuses USA to invent or to discover virus and spread. They are, you see, they are fighting in the words, you see.
Yeah.
But we don't know. But it's a great problem. But in Nepal, not many people have died as we were afraid of. You see, in India, I think 50,000 over people have died. In Brazil, similarly in Italy, Spain. But here in Nepal, even if we have very poor medical facility, but the death rate is quite low.
Low, yes. It's
We
true.
are thankful to the Lord. Lord.
What measures can we perform to be safe from this virus? What do you think?
Instructions and suggestions are, you see, given through the radio, through TV, from different concerned offices.
Yes.
We should follow their ideas, their suggestions, their instructions strictly. Then we can minimize it.
Like washing hand, using sanitizers.
Yes, these are
wearing masks
regularly advertised.
in the
We
television.
should do those. We should strictly follow these ideas, these instructions, and we can stop it. We can minimize it.
Okay, let's change the topic, sir.
Thank
So, how do you remember your childhood days?
You see, I was born and brought up in a very single family. I mean, I was brought up with my mother.
A small family.
You see, I had no younger brother and sister. I only have a sister that she is almost 15 years older than me. She is 15 years older than me. And before I was born, she was married off. So I was alone in the family. My mother was always busy with household work and field work. So I passed most of my time with the children in my, you see, neighborhood. So at that time there were not many schools and you see learning institutes. So there was only a primary school, and at that time people, or especially Brahmins, they did not like to send their children to the school where lower caste children and upper caste children had to live together and learn together.
What was the reason for that?
Because lower caste people, you see, were supposed untouchable. So living together and learning together was in a way a crime at that time for Brahmin family, Brahmin community. But my father was not at home at that time, and I joined the primary school.
You have been to India for education or
No,
what?
no. He was serving as a Sanskrit language teacher in Dang.
Dang,
Yes. He was
western
in
part
Dang,
of Nepal.
Western part of Nepal. And I joined the primary school. And then, you see, so far I have given hundreds of exams, but I am proud to say that I have never been the second. Always I got the first
During
in
your
every
school days.
exams in my life. You see. So when I was, you see, 12 or 13 years old, I first joined the primary school. Quite mature.
Is it?
Yes. And then I jumped classes.
Yes.
So I went to the lower secondary school in Ashlewachur. Then I went to Juang, I went to Bharse, I went to many schools, and I always jumped my classes. I complete my, suppose I completed class 6 in Juang and did not join class 7, but I enrolled myself in class 8 in Ashlewachur.
In Australia.
In this way I jumped classes. Even then I was never second. It was a God-given gift.
Sound great. So how was the educational system in
At
those
that time,
days?
sir, rote learning was, you see, was prevailing at that time.
Like parrot learning?
Yes, sir, parrot learning. You see, there were no such audio, video, instruction materials at that time. So what we got,
Was there chalk and blackboard at the moment?
yes. And at that time, you see, the only source of getting knowledge was that either the teacher or the textbook. Besides this, there was nothing to get anything, any education. You see, there were no newspapers, no the extra, you see, supporting books, booklets. Nothing was available at that time.
Okay, so do you have any unforgettable memories during your school days? If yes, what is that?
Okay, there are so many unforgettable, unforgettable
Memories.
memories or incidents in my life. One of them, do you want to hear one from me?
Yes, why not? Of course. I want to hear one or two.
You see, I belong to a Brahmin family.
Yes.
Therefore, I have, some devotion and some faith in Hindu religion,
Yes.
and I believe in God. You see, if you remember, I had also told you so many legendary stories when you were my student
Yes.
at the at the higher secondary school.
Yes.
So, I was, I think, reading in grade 9. I was reading in grade 9.
In Australia,
No, in Bharsi.
Parsi.
And every Friday I used to come home. And every Sunday morning I used to go back to my school carrying some food materials, the necessary things. Many boys especially, there were no girls, I still remember. There were so many fellow students from my village, from Limga, from Zhuang. We used to go to Bharsi for our secondary education at that time. And life in Bharsi at that time was very difficult because we had to manage everything ourselves. There were no, gas oven, no electricity. For fuel, we had to use firewood. And firewood was, in a way, scarce in Bharsi.
Yes.
Very scarce in Bharsi.
Because it lies in quite mountain region.
Yes. People used to go to Thaple for collecting firewood, but we could neither go there nor could buy any firewood. So it was very difficult to prepare food.
Yes.
Therefore, we used to make some porridge at home, and in the evening, every day we used to eat porridge in our, quarter. We did not light fire
Is it?
to save fuel, firewood. It was very difficult. And I had, at that time I had goats, cows, buffaloes at home. So I had to, fetch grass. My mother was alone at home. She could not climb up the trees. So I had to climb up the tree. And I was collecting, some leaves, dabdabi, we call it dabdabi. You can see these tall trees are dabdabis. I was just plucking the leaves. And I was, not so experienced person to climb up trees. I was high up in the tree, and then I suddenly catched, recently, what to say?
New branch.
A new branch, dabdabi, and it came up.
Yes.
It came, and I fell down from the tree.
How big it was?
It was very tall. And then I immediately remembered the Lord Vishnu.
Yes.
I call, oh Narayan. I pronounced it, and then I could not remember. Suddenly, I was able to catch another branch.
Is it?
Yes, and then I slipped down to the bottom of the tree, and my hands were scratched, but nothing happened to me. I was saved. Since then, I have very, deep faith,
Yes.
on
On God, Lord.
God.
Vishnu.
And this was, and this is the incident that I can never forget in my life. It happened when I was a secondary school student. While gossiping, some people tell me that you could be a government official. You could do much better if you did not become a teacher. But I disagree, always disagree with them. if I joined government services, I could make a lot more money. I believe that, but I don't give more priority, more preference to money. Being a teacher, I feel proud because a teacher's family is a big family. So far, I have taught thousands of students. I have come into contact with hundreds of teachers, thousands of students, guardians, and whenever I go out from my home, while going to Kathmandu, while going to the Tarai, while making long journeys, in the bus station, in the hotel, everywhere, I meet many people that know me, that are my students, and they surround me when I go somewhere. People come to me, pay namaste, and surround me. So I myself feel proud being a teacher. If I were not a teacher, nobody would give any attention to me. And even in the bus, I can't, I can't remember, but they know me easily and pay me namaste, and we talk for a long time. Wherever I go, wherever I am always with my school family.
Yes,
and
students.
This is the most important benefit of being a teacher.
Yes, so let's talk about your teaching career. From when did you start it, and share your experiences as you talk.
I first started teaching in a lower secondary school, in Limga. I always taught English. I don't know why I was so interested in English. I made English my major subject while studying at the campus also. When I completed B.Ed, then I joined a secondary school, Gyanodaya Secondary School in Mojua. I taught there almost for 15 years.
Where did you start first?
First from Limga's lower secondary school.
For how many years you taught?
For 2 years there.
2 years there, and afterwards you went to
And
Mojua.
then I went to Pokhara and completed my B.Ed.
Yes.
And then I resigned from my post and I went there. I completed my B.Ed in 2035, I think. Oh, no, 37. And then became a secondary level English language teacher at Gyanodaya Secondary School in Mojua. Yes. And in 2040, I became the permanent English language teacher there. And I stayed or taught there for almost 15 years there. I taught my own children also there. My eldest daughter, son.
You used to stay there?
Yes, I used to live out there, and I kept my children with me. And they completed their SLC from there. In 2052, I moved from Mojua to Gulmi Satyawati, and I got a chance to be your teacher there.
Yes.
So far I have taught thousands of students. I can only remember a few students, that those who were, very near and dear to me, were very extraordinary, genius students. And even today, they sometimes phone to me, especially in Guru Purnima.
Yes.
They phone to me and ask, how are you, my family? And I have some, conversation with them. I have regular contact with them. Among them, you are one of them.
Thank you, sir. So we talked about your teaching experience, that you started from Limga, went
to
Pokhara for
Mojua.
study,
Yes.
and back to Gulmi, Mojua, and again in Satyawati, and you got retired from there.
If you don't lack time, I would like to tell you my, unforgettable you see, memory.
Yes.
That
During
I-
your teaching career.
Yeah, teaching career. you
Okay,
see.
go on.
I was sent to take part in a seminar in Pokhara.
Yes.
It was initiated by CDC, I mean Curriculum Development Center. Teachers from 16 districts, from Gandaki, Lumini and Dhaulagiri, from 16 districts where experienced teachers were selected to assemble in Pokhara with their teaching textbooks so that Curriculum Development Center can revise the curriculum and textbooks. So I was selected as an experienced English language teacher, and then I went to Pokhara to take part in the program. Along with me, Thakur Khanal and another teacher was, I think, Haripath and Hari Sharma something. We 3 or 4 teachers had taken part in the seminar at that time, but I went alone there. I still remember it was, I think, Shravan or Bhadra. It was rainy season. I went to Pokhara, and because I stayed in Pokhara for 5 years earlier, therefore I knew it very well. So I went to Bogar, where I used to live as a campus student there.
Place name Bagar.
Yes, Bogar. And then I went to Bindivasini Bhagavati temple, and I put on tika, and went to Amar Singh Mabi, because the program was supposed to take place in Amar Singh Mabi. And there were, I think, 200 or 300 teachers there. I still remember, it's still fresh in my mind. There were almost all the VIPs, I mean campus chiefs, district education office, supervisors, regional director from Chesini UC regional office, all the learned, all the campus teachers, reputed teachers were invited there. We gathered in Amar Singh Secondary School, and the program started. In the opening ceremony, the facilitators who were from Curriculum Development Center, they divided the teachers into groups according to their subjects. You see, social teachers, science teachers, math teachers, English language teachers, Nepali teachers, divided into groups, because I was putting on red tika on my forehead.
Yes.
And you see, I am always simple to look at. And I went to my subject group. There were only, I think, 7 teachers from Baglung, Gulmi, and I think Sangja. Almost 7 English language teachers there. We sit around a table. We sat there, and the facilitator, subject facilitator, I came there and instructed us, because in the inauguration or in the opening ceremony, other subject teachers were supposed to give their speeches in Nepali language.
Yes.
You English teachers, because you are English teachers, so you are supposed to give a speech in English,
Yes.
he advised. And then there was a question, who would go forward in the stage and deliver a speech in English.
They announce it from stage?
No. And the facilitator asked to give the name of the person who we selected. And teachers hesitated. They looked very,
Yes.
very tip-top, right?
Yes.
And they looked very, impressive, their personality,
Yes.
their you see, dress. But no one, you see, dare to go forward and give a speech in English there.
Yes.
And then the facilitator was our attendance form.
Yes.
And there we had written our teaching experience, our qualification, we had written there. And I was the most experienced. My service was longer than others. And then the teachers told me that, sir, you are the most senior teachers to all of us. Therefore, it would be better if you could give a speech in English. And then, if you do not like to go forward, then I would go. One should go there. Okay, I will go there, I told them. And then, mentally, I prepared myself. And then, earlier there were some Nepali speeches, what participants expected from that seminar, what they thought the seminar would provide them. These expectations were to put forward to the audience. And then when my turn came, the announcer announced that from English group, an English language teacher, he pronounced my name.
Yes.
And I went forward there. There were so
Hundreds
many,
of teachers.
yes, there were hundreds of VIPs in the stage. I have already told you, the CDO, you see, in District Education Office,
Yes.
Regional Director, you see, everybody that were in the valley, chiefs, campus chiefs, so many learned men were there, but I did not hesitate. In the beginning, very naturally, I was neither nervous, I did not also hesitate there. I looked at the VIPs and addressed them all, and then I started my speech. And you see, I had already thought some ideas to put forward, and I put forward all those things there, what I expected, what the seminar would do to the teachers. And then I finished my speech. I am very proud to tell you that I never mispronounced at that time.
Yes.
I did not make any mistakes there. I spoke so naturally and spontaneously. Nobody, you see, was talking there. Everyone,
They listened to you
yes,
carefully.
they were, you see,
Yes.
looking at me, and they were trying to understand my speech at that time. And then I returned back.
It was
Then the
student-
facilitator, he thanked me. Thank you, sir, for your spontaneous speech. Thank you very much. And then every day in the closing session, we had to summarize, we had to give a speech, what we did throughout the day, what new ideas were put forward, what problems were solved, what were the problems, everything we had to summarize in the closing session. And then the other teachers also, from next day, the other teachers were also took part in the speech. But you see, they were trembling while giving the speech.
Yeah.
They were, you see, repeating the same thing many times, and there were even some mistakes in the speech also. However, we we successfully took part at that time, and the teachers, the facilitators thought that teachers in the remote areas, in the remote secondary schools, are also so capable to speak English and to talk in English, to the English language. My facilitator, I forgot his name now, he was highly impressed, and he invited me to come to Kathmandu to check higher secondary school students' copies, but I had no time, I did not go there. And this, in a way, at that time, we teachers from Gulmi, you see, what to say, made Gulmi famous in a way.
Yes.
This is the incident. This is the only one chance I got in my teaching life to represent district, and I established a good name of Gulmi and returned back.
You have given a great contribution in the name of education.
I cannot claim a great contribution, but we did not disgrace our, district.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to our school Satyawati now. I'm going to ask you 3 more questions.
Okay, as many questions you want to ask, you can ask me as many as you want.
Okay, so talking about Satyawati,
Yes.
so how do you find students and guardians during your teaching career?
Okay, students, so nice, so obedient, so motivated students. You see, students, I have no complaint, no blame, no dissatisfaction about students and guardians. You see, guardians are even today very simple. They respect teachers. They carry out everything that the teachers tell them to do. I have no objection. Throughout my, teaching there, I face no problems. You see, I was living out in Mojua for many years, and I was in a way having a very hard time there.
Because your home was quite far.
Quite far. I had
It was
to
difficult
come,
to travel.
Yes, I had to look after my family and after the school and children also. It was very difficult. But I transferred to Hasara and had a very, comfortable and easy life living together with my family here. And
You start driving in your old age?
yes, I started because I was compelled to learn it.
Yeah.
You see, in 2062, I was selected as an RP,
Yes.
I mean resource person in the Hasra Resource Center. And in the morning, I had to teach higher secondary school students. I used to teach English, you know it very well.
Yes.
And in the daytime, I had to teach secondary school students. So I had to run meetings, I had to visit schools, and it was very difficult to come home and go back quickly.
You learned it yourself or you went for some driving?
No. My son, my eldest son,
Yes.
Chiranjeevi Gyawali, had a motorbike.
Yes.
He used to ride a bike.
Yes.
And my sons helped me, and I, learned to drive it because it was very necessary for me. Then I learned it, and I went to schools. It facilitated me a lot.
Do you have any painful memories while you were in Satyawati?
You see, I am supposed not to, blame any teachers, any, students or any community. You see, it's not good to blame others because past is past.
It means there was something.
Yes.
Because you told past is past.
Yes, past is past because I have forgotten those hard times.
Yes.
You see, if we reveal it, if I recall them all here, then it will pinch my mind, and those who will, watch the program,
Yes.
they will also feel
Discomfort.
Therefore, the best way is not to speak out.
Past is past.
Past is past.
But there were some painful memories too.
Yes.
Lastly, I'm going to ask you one question.
Okay.
How do you define life and experiences?
You see, life is very long for those, who feel it.
Yes.
You see, and it is very short for those who think it.
Yes. Cool.
I am very glad to tell you that these days, I have no problems.
Yes.
I am having a very peaceful and comfortable retired life. I have you see, I have got this golden opportunity to live with my grandsons, sister-in-law, my wife. She is always helpful to me. She is so submissive to me that she does everything, and in whatever way she can, she is always ready to help me and you see, serve me.
Yeah, you're happy
So,
with family.
I am very happy. I am having a very happy family life with my son and children.
Grandchild.
Yes, so I think throughout my life, I have not done any sin. You see, I have not done any sin. What I have done only, you see, good work. I have been very helpful to many people. I taught so many students, but did not ask them for any tuition fee. I contributed a lot in my life.
During your past life.
In my, you see, teaching period.
Yes.
So, I have always done good to many people. I have not done anything bad to anyone. Therefore, God is very merciful to me.
Whom do you like to remember as a best friend during your teaching career?
So many friends in Mojua, you see.
You still remember those names?
There are numerous names.
Yes.
Numerous names, you see.
Yeah.
Among teachers there was no there was no problem, no frustration, no violence, because all the teachers were sociable, very helpful. We had a very happy time with teachers. I have no such bitter experience. I have no bitter experience with teachers.
Means all were best,
All
were
were
good.
very helpful, and I always thank all my colleagues, teachers.
So after your retirement, so you might have made some plan to do.
So
Staying
many
at home.
people ask me this very question.
Yes.
Sir, how are you passing your days? You were a creative person.
A busy
What
person.
a busy person. What you are doing these days? They ask me these very questions. But I am doing nothing. I stay at home. Sometimes I take part in the invitation. If people invite me, I go to their function and I attend there. I stay at home. Sometimes I go to visit people. This much.
It means you want to live future life very peacefully.
Yes, because I have already told you that I have, you see, deep faith or devotion towards God.
God, yes.
So I want to, you see, compose some devotional poems.
Yeah, I heard before that you do have some hobbies on writing poem and stories.
Yes, I do these days also. So I want to publish a book, but it's not completed yet. Therefore, almost
What is the title of that book? If you
I want to release a book, devotional poems collection.
it's the collection
about
of poems.
Poems, and you see, mainly to highlight this Ganga and the importance and
Kali Gandagi.
Kali Gandagi, you see, devotional poem, Ram Mandir there.
Yes.
This is, I want to highlight the place. Devotional poems I want to compose and publish a book, so that people around here who come to Ganga and take a bath there and visit the temple and read the book, and they will be able to know the importance and its legendary you see incidents there, and they would go there frequently.
Yes.
Okay, I am very grateful to you personally, because you came to my home. So far you have visited me many times, and you are always keen on my personal affairs, about my health, about my family. You are so near and dear to me. Although I have taught so many students, thousands of students, almost thousands of students, but you are always in contact with me. And you came here and took this interview. Obviously, you want to highlight me, and you want to
Make some memories.
Yes, memories, and you want to spread my fame in a way, so that many people might know me, hear
Many students,
me,
ex-students.
ex-students. Thank you very much for it. So I am personally very grateful to you. Thank you for coming and having this interview.
Thank you, sir.
Because I was not well prepared, you see.
Yes, I know.
It has been so many years, 5 or 6 years, I am since I got my retirement.
Yes.
So I have never used English,
Yes.
you see.
Sometimes
I have never
interview
taught-
became quite interesting without preparation too.
Yes. So I was not, you see, expecting such an interview.
Yes.
It's
It was like a
amazing.
surprise for you.
It's amazing. You came and immediately started to ask me questions
Yes.
and told me to speak in English.
Okay.
It was a bit awkward for me, you see, really. Because it has been years since I left speaking English.
But it was good.
I don't know how you find it, how the listeners or how the television watchers, program watchers find it. It depends on them.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You